even look up to you as a mom. What Mother's Day is extra special for you because you had your baby on Mother's Day?
Well, yes, I went into labor on Mother's Day. It took him 26 hours to come out of there.
26, Taraji?
26, and I said I wasn't gonna do any medicine, any drugs or anything. And at 23 hours, I had only dilated 3 centimeters. I said, get the nurse in here and hit me with some drugs. And I think that's what made him come out, because as soon as they gave me the epidural, and then 3 hours later, he came out. Look at my little man.
So precious.
He ain't so little no more.
See, don't they get grown quick?
Yeah, but you'll never stop being a mom, and they'll never stop being your baby.
Spoken like a true mother, that is for sure. How old were you when you had your baby?
I was 24.
24?
Yeah, and I was a junior in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
and
is
I
beautiful.
think all the stress of finishing my, you know, my finals, that's what made me go into labor.
Yeah?
I need to come out of here. Yeah, that's me collecting my diploma. You know, because when I became pregnant in college, you know, there were a lot of naysayers saying she gonna drop out, she not gonna do this. I love when people
Yep.
look, please.
Tell them, Taraji.
Listen, please tell me I can't do something. That's gonna be fun.
I think that's a Virgo thing.
I think so.
Right?
I think so. I didn't stop. I was in performances. I didn't leave. I was on the stage. I was 6 months pregnant. May he rest in peace, Mike Malone, who was the head of the musical theater department at Howard University.
Come
Hey,
on.
you? Yes. And I told him, I said, just because I'm pregnant, don't you bench me.
Yes.
And so we did this musical called E-Man. And my character in the play was, you know, she had a husband and she had a sneaky link. And so he said, you know what, we'll just make her pregnant because then that'll make the audience wonder who the baby daddy is.
Ah.
So he made the character pregnant because I was determined not to sit down.
Listen, and you did. I'm grateful you didn't because we would have Taraji P. Henson in this joint. So what was it like when you moved to Hollywood and started your career? Like, that's amazing to achieve so much.
You know what? I was on go mode because now I'm a mom. So I didn't have time to party, and I heard this thing about, you know, go out and go to the parties and the clubs because that's where deals happen. And I was like, I doubt it. You know, people are drinking, the music's loud. I don't understand how deals happen there. So I was smarter than that. And I was like, no, my deals will happen where they're supposed to happen, you know?
Yes.
In the offices, you know? I wanted to be taken seriously.
Right.
And I couldn't party because I couldn't afford a babysitter. I was broke. So, you know, I think being a mother so young kept me focused.
Yeah.
It gave me laser beam focus on my goals and my dreams. And I just didn't have time to play, you know? And I was about that business, you know, and I was just a hustler. Like, nothing would stop me. I just hit the ground running.
Yes, because having a kid will give you a special type of drive, right?
Absolutely, because you have this little being relying on you. And I didn't want to let him down, and I wanted to make my dreams come true because if I did not, what was I teaching him? You know?
Yeah.
So he just propelled me to keep going and to not take no for an answer. I'll be like, they told me no this week, they won't next week.
Yes. Yes. Look at him.
Yeah. That's us in Dubai. Well, that's Abu Dhabi, actually. But he came up to the house because I cooked lasagna, and I hadn't cooked it in a long time. And when he came up there and he was leaving, I was on the phone with my sister because I'm a new auntie.
Come on, congratulations.
And thank you. And so I was hugging and kissing all on him, and she said, because my niece is just one, and she said, that never ends. I said, it never ends.
Never.
And I showed him a picture, because on my phone, I have, when it rings, it's his baby picture. And I told him, I said, you may be grown, but every time I look at you, this is what I see.
That's what we see, our baby.
I see that baby.
We can't unsee it.
Can't unsee it.
Taraji, what would you say is the easiest or the hardest phase of motherhood?
The easiest is when they're babies and little, and you know they're not testing you yet because you are everything, and you have control. Like you know they're safe because you put them in the bed. It's when they become teenagers, they start driving, and when they're grown. That's when you just got to give them to God.
Yes, and trust our teachings, right?
Yes, yes. I always tell my son, I go, I hope in those moments where you don't know what to do or you're being tested, that you can hear my voice.
Right.
But also that you hear God's voice.
Yes.
That's my prayer to him always.
Yes.